Just going to give you a little bit of an overview of what I'm getting into here. One of my intentions is to use their wonderful clouds they have. By them I mean the fine folks at Epic. So let's take a look at their sphere here. Alright, here we have the different UV channels. There's 4 of them. See, this one is like a side. This is a top-down relaxed. This is for the stars and for the cloud like shading. This one's for light, I believe. So this one looks like it wraps around it. This is for the color, the horizon, and the clouds. So this one here, I really don't know what it does. So I've decided to use that, modify this channel essentially, and make it so I can display the moon. Now I'll show you one other thing. Corresponds with the material here. This is the material I'm going to modify. So a couple things to make note of. Here where it has texture coordinate. See, this corresponds to what I was pointing out here. See this coordinate 0, that's this one. Okay, so here I am in 3D Studio Max. This is for the modeling and UV mapping. That's what I'm going to use anyway. So yeah, I plan on going through this pretty quickly. There's a lot to cover, so I'm just going to do it. Create a sphere, give it a hella big radius, give it way more segments, apply material, name it moon. Okay. So I'm going to convert it to an editable poly, not a full out sphere. Cut half that away. I'm going to flip the polys. Okay, now, as I explained earlier about the mapping channels, and we're going to use one channel for the moon, channel 4. We need to do that one first. Sort of odd to explain why. I'm not really fully sure, but I know if you don't, I found that it won't work right. It'll have multiple ones laying over each other. So channel 4 first. We do that by, first of all, choosing where we want the moon to be up in our dome. I think there will be a good spot. I don't want it too high or too low on the horizon, but I want it closer to being low. And yeah. Now, so you select your polygon, and then put a modifier, unwrap UVW, and select the map channel, put that to 4. And now we map it for our moon. I want it something like that. So that's channel 4, the first one we do. Next we're going to hit poly select, select all the polys, and we're going to apply the next 3 map channels. We're going to apply them like they were in the UDK. So map channel 1 is going to be a wraparound style like this, or like this. That should discourage ugly looking seams from happening. Okay. Now the next map channel. So this one will be 2. This is for the light map. At least I think so. So I know if you don't do this, then when you go to build the lighting, it just looks awful. So map channel 2 is for that. And the last one, map channel 3, it's for the stars. And I want it to to not be so compressed around the edges. I want the stars to lay nicely around the whole thing, so I need to relax this. And not like that though. Not like that. Okay, I'm going to pelt map it instead. There we go. That will work. Now I'm going to pack it. Okay, there we go. So that's for map channel 3. It's for the stars and for the some of the clouds uses it also, the shading part of it. But anyway, so there we go. We should have 4 UVW unwraps. 1 for channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. Channel 4 should have been done first. So now I'm going to collapse this and export it and move on. So I thought I'd just show this real quick. So I imported it for the sake of testing here. The dome I just made in 3D Studio Max. As you can see, there's an issue. The moon has a bit of black around it. The shadowing and everything else is okay. The gradient's there. Clouds are there. The seam's not too noticeable. So I need to fix that. Okay, here I am. I'm back. I've re-imported it. As you can see, it's fixed. So that's good news. Odd news is I'm not really sure what I did to fix it. The only difference was I redid it, but this time instead of editable poly, I did it with editable mesh. But we'll just take a look here at the UV overlays. See channel 1 for the skies. Next one for the light, stars, and the moon. You can barely see the black lights there. So yeah, moving on. So here I am in Photoshop. This is where I'm going to do the texture work to create a phasing moon through cycle. We start by making a moon texture. I made this with an eraser brush. Took just a few seconds. Now I made a copy of it. That way that one becomes a backup. Sorry about. And then this one here is what I made a copy. I call it Luna. And now I'm going to make one more copy. Okay, so now I have 2. See, I have a Luna with a U and Luna with 2 O's. So think of it as texture 1 and texture 2. This is what we're going to alter and import into the Unreal Engine. And what we need to get into is the channels here. Actually, first things first, Control A, Control C to make a copy of that, and then go into the channels and put in a new channel in alpha. Paste that in there. And in fact, I'm going to paste that into every channel. Probably don't need to do that actually. Only this red one. So anyway, start with this red channel here, and we're going to start using this paintbrush, something with a good deal of, decent amount of fall off, and black paint, and I'm essentially going to paint away what's needed in order to make the phases, one channel at a time. Using this essentially as a guide. So the procedure goes like you paint over, there, that's one. So now we Control A, Control C and copy that, paste it in the next one below, and draw some more out. Control A, Control C, go down to the next channel, paste it in there, and erase some more. I'm going to do this until we've filled up all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in fact, this one need to do last also. This one needs to be the crescent, and then here on the second, or the full, then here on the second one, the alpha channel. This one will need to be either the full or the crescent. So it's going to be the crescent here. But in this one, I'm going to leave it as the full moon. Copy that. Go over to Luna. And paste her in. And continue shaving. The barely shiny little there. Full. There we go. And that's how we do that. So I'm going to export these, and I'll see you in UDK. Okay, so here we are. I have imported the mesh and the textures. One important note about the textures: I think they should look kind of odd like this because they have different on every channel. But the compression settings, this is it really needs to be simple light map modification. If it is not, it'll end up really blotchy and horrible looking. Another note, I might as well, I made stars texture using the same technique. Every color channel has a different set. So yeah.